This KFAN podcast is sponsored by Builders and Remodelers, exclusive Twin Cities provider of Elements Windows. Get the highest quality windows at unmatchable value. Visit buildersandremodelers.com for more details.
Want to feel more creative but don't have the right laptop? Lenovo.com can help. Look through our legendary lineup of AI-powered PCs and devices and find the one that fits your passion. Our PCs powered by Intel Core Ultra processors, as well as cutting-edge AI tools, allow students to focus, learn, and create with ease. That's the power of Lenovo with Intel inside. Plus, college students and teachers can get 5% off their order. Shop now on Lenovo.com. The future's waiting, and it needs you.
Gatorade Zero, the #1 proven electrolyte blend, made with zero sugar. Designed to hydrate better than water so you can lose more sweat and push more limits. Gatorade Zero, is it in you?
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. With the price of just about everything going up, we thought we'd bring our prices down. So to help us, we brought in a reverse auctioneer, which is apparently a thing.
Mint Mobile Unlimited Premium Wireless. How to get 30, 30, bit to get 30, bit to get 20, 20, 20, bit to get 20, 20, bit to get 15, 15, 15, 15, just $15 a month? Sold!
Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Speed slow after 35 gigabytes if network's busy. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
To noon.
Here we go, Paul!
Adam Caplan.
Cap, what's going on, buddy? How you been, Cap?
Always good to talk to you. Always good to talk to you.
Likewise, Adam Caplan at Caplan NFL. This would mark 20 plus years. Adam and I have chatted on KFAN about the National Football League, and we're always grateful for the help. Thank you very much for helping today, because I know things are busy for you. But think about that, man. I mean, it's been it's been 2+ decades.
Yeah, this is actually year 27 covering the NFL, and I think I've been doing radio with you somewhere, including KFAN, probably since 2002, maybe? That sound right?
Yeah, something like that, because I started full-time in 98 with a Dubé. So, right, we'd be around 22, 23 years. Hey, do you, how much of a fantasy bent do you still have? Because, like, when we first met, I met you through Steve Cohen, who I think is with VSiN now, but he was with Sirius NFL Radio then. And I mean, fantasy was kind of like your identity at that time, but you've segued to more of a reporter / fantasy guy, right?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. I always had my hand in fantasy because I love it. You know, just like a lot of us who cover the league, we love fantasy. So yeah, to be honest with you, it actually it helped me learn the league, because I had to learn. My first ever fantasy league was a keeper league, and we had defensive players in it in 1990, 91. And I had to learn defensive players, man. So yeah, we had to learn about tackles, and don't draft Deion Sanders because nobody will throw at him. I had to learn that.
So if I haven't really looked much at fantasy football 2025. If it's, say, a 12-team snake and you get the first pick, top of the head, is that like Saquon Barkley, Jamar Chase? Like who would the top two be?
Probably Barkley, but man, I know he had the best year statistically in NFL history for 17-game season. But, man, there's just no way he's going to keep this up. Now, the offense will go through him. I can't see him repeating it. Now, with Jamar Chase, the guy's an incredible player. When he puts up numbers, they're massive. You know, if you're in a PPR league, it would make a lot of sense, point per reception. No, you will always have it. Like, Jahmyr Gibbs is one of my favorite players. Since he was drafted, he was. Yeah. By the Lions, and he's been way better than probably people thought he would be. And the thing is with him is it never hurt him with David Montgomery, because they don't usually pull him out inside the 10. Now, goal line carries, Montgomery might get some, but Jahmyr Gibbs is a threat to score everywhere, so I never really worried about that.
Hey, Cap, with speaking of the Lions, you know, and I kind of talked around it a little bit earlier in the show, might pay it off here within the next 45 minutes, but the Lions, I mean, they desperately want Tate Ratledge the rookie from Georgia, to be their center.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, he's a full-time right guard from the Georgia Bulldogs, but you know this better than anybody, man, because you've covered the league almost 30 years. The Dan Campbell does not want to change two spots. He doesn't want to take Glasgow from right guard, have to use him at center, and then use the rookie at right guard, because that's like changing two spots. So when it comes to not only the coordinator changes and everything, but what's developing on the offensive line for the Lions, that they're still going to be really, really good. Ain't no doubt about it. But what do you think?
Yeah, my problem with the Lions is there are a couple issues. You have two new coordinators, right? It doesn't mean you can't win a Super Bowl with two new coordinators. The Eagles did last year with Vic Fangio, and the way that they had a new play caller on offense last year, so who was Kellen Moore, is now the Saints head coach. So it could happen. It's just hard. But when you're a first-time play caller, Kellen Shepard, I covered him as a player. Now he's their defense coordinator. He was the linebackers coach for the Lions. John Morton is their OC. It didn't go well, from what I'm told, with the Jets. That was 8 years ago. So people evolve. He's more of a Sean Payton guy, so bring in his concepts from Sean Payton, mix him in with Ben Johnson's. That's big upheaval. And then the biggest problem I have with them, Paul, is not their offensive line. They'll get it right. Ratledge is a pretty good player. You got to be patient with him. Where's the pass rush? Like other than Hutchinson, who's come back from a major injury, I know he looks good, and I'll probably see the Lions once or twice on my tour here.
Mm-hmm.
But I have a real issue with their pass rush, because you saw what happened when they didn't have one against Washington in the playoffs.
Very, very fair point. And Hutchinson seems to be going great guns off the bad injury last year. Now, you, Adam, frequently goes to Philadelphia Eagles practice, and you were at Eagles practice today. The fan has learned these are the Super Bowl champions, so they know what the top of the mountain not only looks like, but how to get back down safely. So I would imagine they're slow rolling everything up to the regular season. Things are nice and peaceful and chill with the birds.
Yeah, look, the thing is that they're going to have all but one player on offense back from the Super Bowl team. So right guard, they're going to hand it. Right now, it's going to be Tyler Steen, who was a tackle in college. He didn't look good last year, but they expect him to win that job. Right now, he's a clear favorite. But defensively, Paul, 5 new starters, youngest defense in the National Football League. Many years they were like top 5 oldest. Now they have the youngest defense. They are the odds makers picked to win the NFC East. But you know what's crazy? I don't know if you know this. You know that no one has won the NFC East back-to-back since 2004, when the Eagles won 0-1 for 2004.
Wow.
So that's a crazy stat, which is, I mean, you only have 4 teams in that division. You would think
right.
It's impossible, but it's a true fact. So Washington's breathing down their necks here, and Washington's kind of revamped their offensive line, amongst other things.
It as horse racing parlance would go, Eagles, Washington, Eagles. I mean, that would be the favorite exacta box, and it's probably going to hit 1-2 either way. Do you think, I mean, is there even a puncher's chance for the New York Giants to put the Dallas Cowboys in last at the end of the season?
Well, the odds makers have the Cowboys finishing in third. The Giants, here's the thing. At some point, Jackson Dart's going to play. Now, is it going to be week 10, week 16? Is it going to be week 8? How patient is Brian Dable going to be? Know his job's on the line here, and they got to be better than last year. In fact, they got to be better than the last 2 seasons. So if they shocked the world, as you know. You called the game when they went into Minneapolis and handled the Vikings in the wild card round. That was a shocker in 2022. But they're a far cry from that team. They still have offensive line problems. I'll say this much: they have talent on offense. It's can they get a quarterback who can put it together? Russell Wilson, to me, really struggled down the stretch with the Steelers last season.
Who do you think gets a ballyhooed big fat deal first, and why? Trey Hendrickson with the Bengals or Micah Parsons with the Cowboys?
I thought all along it would be Parsons. I don't think there's any question about it. Both sides want to get a deal done, but Jerry Jones, as he's wont to do, they get deals like Jake Ferguson got his deal, $12.5 million a year, right? They're starting tight end. He's done this repeatedly, like with Dak Prescott. He'll get 3 other deals done, and then they finally get Prescott done. This is what he does. Now, with the Bengals and Trey Hendrickson, the problem is what they think is progress isn't what Trey Hendrickson thinks is progress. And you saw how they drag things out. You know, they're not a cash-rich team like most other teams. They're also an old-school team. They don't like to pay above market. But see, they waited with Jamar Chase, and they wound up paying above market.
Yeah.
Or certainly through the market, and they wound up doing the best. And that was a great deal that Chase did. So, yeah, look, with the Bengals, right? Sam Hubbard, one of their starting DNs, retired. You got Hendrickson. Then Miles Murphy does not work out. A first rounder 2 years ago. This is his third year out of Clemson. They need him to be better. That's the problem. They're just, and don't forget, last season, at times they were not competitive on that side of the football. So it's going to be Joe Burrow again having to carry the football team. Now, Al Golden is their new defensive coordinator, former head coach of Temple and University of Miami. He's been assistant before in the NFL. He's got a big job in his hand. They're not very good in the secondary, but without Trey Hendrickson, they have no chance.
Hey, Cap, Adam Caplan, big-time NFL reporter at Caplan NFL, does a lot of radio and podcasting work. Also, learn more about Adam and follow him via the X Machine, as 9 to Noon does, once again, at Caplan NFL. What did the Minnesota Vikings get in former Eagle Isaiah Rodgers, the corner Isaiah Rodgers?
Yeah, so, look, it was between really those two teams. He was looking for a little bit more security and be able to make sure he could start. Very competitive. You know what's really cool? He wound up coming back early from a broken hand and they really needed him. He won the number 3 cornerback job last season after the first week of training camp. He won it over Keely Ringo, was a 4th rounder 3 years ago from Georgia. Mm-hmm. He's a very competitive player. Could return kicks, fast, explosive. He went through his off the field issue. Look, guy's a good football player. He's a decent number 2 corner. Like, he's not a number 1, what you call number 1, but he's a good competitive player. And the guy could run, man. That year off, look, not that he wanted it, Paul, but it did him good. He was fresh and he had a good season. The Eagles did want him back.
Hey, and with Rodgers, he also can return kicks, maybe so. Yep. Is he a pretty good kick returner? I know he had 1 kick return touchdown in his career.
Yeah, and by the way, he's not really. He actually confirmed this. He was never asked to play inside with the Colts anymore, so slot corner, and he didn't play inside with the Eagles. So it's really, he can do it if you ask him. That's not really what he does. He's really an outside corner. He is a cornerback.
The Eagles are the team at which to shoot in the NFL A, but the NFC certainly. Now, what do you think about the Rams getting to the Super Bowl with all of the youthful vigor they have, having another year of experience, and they add Devontae Adams? What about the Rams getting to the Super Bowl? What do you think of the chances?
Yeah, they're interesting. They're really deep at tight end. You mentioned Devontae Adams was released by the Jets, and he can certainly still play. I wonder if they'll go with a little bit more 12 personnel than 11. I mean, they've been heavy 11. They usually lead the NFL, not very close to it. But they have Terrence Ferguson, who's a second-round pick out of Oregon, who's really gifted. They could do a variety of things on offense. It's their defense. They're not very good at corner, but Jared Verse is phenomenal. They're really well coached. They execute well. It's funny, the Niners are a very slight favorite by the odds makers to win the NFC West. My sleeper team to be 9-8 and potentially be a wild card would be the Seattle Seahawks. I actually like the roster a little bit.
Lastly, your Minnesota Vikings. What all 14 wins, the disaster at Ford Field, which was ridiculous, and then they get beaten up by McVay's Rams in Arizona. And here we are with J.J. McCarthy, second year, but first full year as a starter in the NFL. Your Vikings, what do you think with 2025 looming?
I'll say this much, and I know this is only one game. The game he had against the Raiders, and I know it's the preseason, you called that game. He was phenomenal. See, the thing about McCarthy was, I talked to teams that had a third-round grade on him. Mechanics weren't great. Arm, maybe not just average. Well, that game against the Raiders last year, when I guess he tore his meniscus, or at least they suspected it was a knee injury, he looked great. And the footwork, the Kevin O'Connell's worked with him, he looked like a different guy. Now, remember, he didn't play in the regular season, but we know they're loaded on offense. Brian Flores, top 3 defensive coordinator. I see them, if McCarthy's the real deal, as a 10 or 11 wins. But, again, he didn't play last season, so you just don't know the speed of the game for him at this level. I know what the issues were at Michigan, arm strength, mechanics, processing. It looked really good in that preseason game. Now, again, we got to see more from him. But I'm feeling a little bit better about him than I originally was, to be honest with you.
My man, I appreciate you sharing time with the radio show on a very busy day. We'll stay in touch during training camp and to chat closer to the season, okay?
Sounds good. Thanks.
See ya. Adam Caplan at Caplan NFL. P. Fox, Parker Fox.
Gatorade Zero, the #1 proven electrolyte blend, made with zero sugar. Designed to hydrate better than water so you can lose more sweat and push more limits. Gatorade Zero. Is it in you?
Lenovo is built for creators who don't wait for inspiration. They chase it. With inventive tech, built-in AI tools, and seamless performance, Lenovo devices powered by Intel Core Ultra processors are designed to bring your wildest ideas to life faster. That's the power of Lenovo with Intel inside. Enjoy flexible financing, rewards on every purchase, and free shipping. And students get special offers when you create an account at Lenovo.com.
Lenovo.
9 to noon now. Where you been all my life, big boy? I haven't seen you in forever.
It's too long, man. Way too long.
Parker Fox at Parker Fox 24. He's a Monday staple, 9 to noon. It's 11:23. Good morning. This is into the penultimate and into this final segment before we chat with, or second to the last segment before we chat with Parker Fox. It behooves yours truly to invite all of you listening now to Slumberland Southtown, which is in Bloomington. All right, it's a new Slumberland store. It's big, it's airy, it's well lit, has that new car smell to it. It's a beautiful, beautiful store. If you need a sectional, a recliner, a bed, really any interior or exterior home-related items. But this Saturday, I'm going to be at Slumberland Southtown in Bloomington from noon until 1. Might be there like 11:30 till 1. And 1 o'clock, I'm giving away, and we are giving away, a Lazy Boy recliner. And it's multiple thousands of dollars. Super, super comfortable. It's part of the Super Saturday Fun and the grand opening celebration that makes up Slumberland, Southtown Slumberland in Bloomington. They this week it'll start about noon, and they have so many things going on. It's voluminous. It's unbelievable. Everything with the grand opening on these sheets that I have. Week by week, they've been giving away mattresses and Sealy Posturepedic sleep systems. Well, Purple mattress was given away recently. Now we get to a Lazy Boy recliner being given away. Southtown Slumberland in Bloomington must be present to win. And we're going to give it away at 1 o'clock this Saturday. Slumberland.com for information. What's been the highlight of your summer, and good morning?
Hey, and good morning to you. Well, first of all, a Lazy Boy recliner, that kind of sounds excellent.
Get on over there, brother.
What's better than a recliner, right?
Absolutely. Especially with football season looming.
I know.
And now you can sit back and watch college basketball and like analyze it 9 to noon or with the Power Trip boys. Yep. Same thing with the NBA. You got to get that Lazy Boy,
Sit
brother.
there from noon to 9 p.m. on a Sunday and just enjoy football all day. Sounds excellent. No, man, it's been a good summer so far, kind of decompressing from everything that is a college basketball season, and now basketball is kind of back in the Twin Cities. I know you and me kind of wanted to highlight the Twin Cities Pro-Am.
Yeah, tell me more. You broached this last year.
Yes.
And it's I'm going to bring it up the same way I did last year. It's like, knowing Alex Stalock, as long as I have, former Wild goaltender, and the Beauty League.
Yeah, there you go.
That they do. I think it's
Braemar.
Edina. Yep. Right off 169.
Yep.
I mean, it's in the state of hockey. You hear about the Beauty League and these NHLers that are in it and stuff like that. With the Pro-Am, the Twin Cities Pro-Am, I wasn't real familiar until last year, but there's some ballers in this thing.
Oh, man. And PA, being in Minnesota here for so long and being a basketball kind of guy you are, there's a lot of talent that's come out of the state. Like you and I have talked about it on this radio show enough. To highlight a couple names, Chet Holmgren, Jalen Suggs, the Jones brothers, Rashad Bond. Like, there's so many names, and it's something too where, Gopher basketball fans have looked at it over the past couple of years and said, if we could have only kept our in-state talent home, right? Like, that's been the talk of Gopher basketball for so long. Well, hey, here's your in-state talent, and here they are at home in the Twin Cities Pro-Am. So it's played every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday night. De La Salle High School. Games are at 5:45 and 7.
You coaching a team again this year?
Yeah, and I have my team, my Double Down podcast team. So the easiest way is just to hit their website, Twin Cities Pro-Am, look on their schedule, and you can find if you want to come see my team, if you want to go see another team. But there is just incredible talent across the board. A lot of competitive games. We actually played tonight, I think, at 7 o'clock, 5:45 or 7.
Wow.
So we'll be there at De La Salle High School, and it's a party, man. It's all about for the community. It's free admission. So just come in, watch hoops. You'll see NBA level guys willing to sign autographs, take pictures. I don't think there's an environment like it. Like the Beauty League, it's very similar, right? But you're on the ice and you're separated by the glass.
Yep.
Like, this is, you can sit courtside and go watch Tyus Jones play basketball, or you can sit courtside and you never know what Timberwolves players are going to pull up. So, just an awesome opportunity for me to kind of be a part of that. Obviously, I'm not playing just due to the injuries and everything. But just being a part of Minnesota basketball is so important to me, and giving back to the community in that way is a lot of fun. So yeah, Monday, Tuesdays, Thursdays, 5:45 and 7, De La Salle.
So when you coach your team or people coach these teams, how much time do you put into plays? I mean, it's a zero, right?
Yeah, I mean, well, honestly,
they're setting picks, pick and roll, isolate. It's all that, right?
I did draw up a lob play last week, and we executed it perfectly.
Wow.
And
out of bounds?
We got it under inbounds. Yeah.
Wow.
The old-fashioned screen the screener. I know you know about that. You know, when you go
Did you
inside,
get the dunk?
We got the dunk.
Bro, come on.
Yeah, we got the dunk. So we celebrate. I think I called a timeout after that one, and we kind of celebrated it and rubbed it in their face. You only get one timeout, so we had to use it wisely. But no, it's a lot of roll it out there, go and play, not a whole lot of defense. But this year especially has been really fun to just see the competitive level. They use the Elam ending scoring, which you've probably seen. But
no, what is it?
So with 4 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, when there's a dead ball, you add 10 points to the leading team's score, and then that's the ending score. So let's say a team's up 90 to 80, you would just play to 100. And then therefore there's a game winner, or what is a buzzer beater every single game, which allows kind of for excitement and guys taking some crazy shots or trying to break somebody's ankles and create some sort of highlight. So we've seen a lot of them already. There's been some good ones. We actually missed a free throw last week to win it. Then they went down and scored, which is just terrible. But nonetheless, always an exciting ending at the Pro-Am, and there's music, there's Red Bull, there's the whole deal out there. So.
Isn't it just wonderful? And you were a high-end athlete with the Golden Gophers basketball team as D1 basketball, though. It's athletes, all right, they can mess around and shuck and jive and go between the legs and shoot shots over their head, or hey, I'm going to try one from the logo like Caitlin. But when it's close at the end, everybody at every level, that's when they channel like, oh, hey, okay, I'm going to go out and try to win.
Exactly.
And when they try to win and there's money involved or no money involved, they're otherworldly at times.
Oh, man. It's just to see some of these guys, and you'll even see like the NBA level guys when they come in and they might sub themselves out in the fourth quarter. And then with a couple minutes left to go in the fourth, they're coming back in because they want that moment. You're made for that moment, right? Like those kind of guys. I remember Luka Garza played in it last year and had like 60 something points. It was unbelievable. And I remember he subbed himself in at the end, and just to see a guy want that moment, like that's truly authentic. And as a fan, I come from a fan perspective. It's so cool to see, and it's there's nothing better for me than witnessing Minnesota basketball and just the culture that's behind it.
So Luka Garza, 4 or 5 years in the NBA now?
Yeah.
Well, he and correct me if I'm wrong here. Didn't he lead the nation in scoring?
He was National Player of the Year.
But National Player of the Year at Iowa.
National Player of the Year at Iowa.
It's just so. I mean, he doesn't play a lot, so therefore some of the quick twitch and the nuance and whatever, it probably needs to be, I'm not going to say it's lost. Yeah. It's just underutilized, needs to be regained.
Totally.
But, but even if he had played a ton of minutes his rookie year off National Player of the Year, basketball almost above all of them. It just like these are old school names, man. You probably don't know who they are. But way back in the day, Notre Dame had a point guard named David Rivers.
Okay.
Or just this little thing. Yeah. All right. Might have been National Player of the Year. He was unbelievable. Syracuse had Pearl Washington. USC had Harold Baby Jordan Minor. I mean, these guys were phenomenal in college. They get to the NBA, cup of coffee, might do a little, they might last in it. But it's basketball as much as really anything, except for the interior of like the trenches in a football game.
Totally.
Where you get these 20, 21-year-old beef eaters taken in the first and second round. They're really good.
Yeah.
But outside of that Quentin Nelson for Indianapolis, the left guard, it takes them a while because they're going against men.
Yeah.
And that happens so frequently in the NBA, no matter like Luka Garza, it's tougher. It's just a lot tougher, right?
Yeah. And then you add that on top of how much NBA GMs just value youth, right? Like, are you going to take this Luka Garza, who's a 23-year-old national player of the year, or are you going to take this 18-year-old kid from France or from the Congo that has, a 6'11" standing reach or whatever it is? You know what I mean? Just like some freak of nature. And I think that's something.
Buddy Hield.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Buddy Hield might have come into the league at like 25. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And people kind of shied away from him. Buddy's okay. He can shoot.
Yeah, shoot the ball.
But the age bit.
Yeah, no, the age bit, I think it's super important. And I'm excited for a guy like Luka Garza. Obviously I loved him on the Timberwolves, just signed a deal with Boston, but hopefully he gets an opportunity to go out there to Boston and go play for the Celtics and make an impact for that team. But you never know. Sometimes you got to be a journeyman, and maybe it won't click till you're 30. But just an awesome opportunity for Luka to go out there with Josh Minot to Boston. We're going to miss those two guys in Minnesota, that's for sure.
Well, tell as we segue to football, tell me and us what you know about the Gophers football team, because their season opener is less than a month from now.
Yeah, if anybody knows me, I'm a Gopher true and true across the board. Big Gopher football fan, obviously. I actually had my buddies, Drake Lindsay, the quarterback, Coy Parrish, the all-star, all level safety, who's been in here enough with you to.
He's
to
like
know.
transfer portal this butt.
Yeah, he's
seriously,
he's a truer man.
Right?
He's a guy that could have went in that portal and made several millions of dollars at the safety position. Stayed home, and then lastly, our running back Darius Taylor. So I kind of had our three big hitters. We went out and played a little round of golf and just getting to chat with those guys ahead of the season and kind of see where their mind's at. You talk about a guy like Drake Lindsay who's coming in as the starting quarterback. He's been behind Max Brosmer and Tanner Morgan and these kind of guys that have really led and shaped the way for him. And he seems like he was a guy that really, took to that and took to the coaching aspect of being a quarterback, right? Like, you're the leader, man. You're in charge of what goes on out there in the field. And I think just kind of hearing from him, he's really been excellent in that role. And it helps when you have a bomb of an arm too, and you're out there training with JJ. And he told me he was out there training with JJ and Jefferson and Adam Thielen.
Wow.
They were out at a local high school throwing balls.
Lindsay was?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they were out at a local high school throwing balls. And he said just talking to JJ and kind of getting his perspective on, the Big Ten and football in general at the college level. Like, I think he's really ready to go and excited for this upcoming season.
And now I watched sparingly Brosmer, during his run here. I remember when he transferred, his first game, the whole thing. But seeing him now at either Vikings organized team activities or training camp where the pads go on today, he fits.
Oh.
I mean, it's not gonna. I'm not gonna, grandstand here and be like cinch high end backup for 15 years. But, on the practice squad, man, I mean, that's $100,000 plus with all of the team comps.
Yeah.
And you're practicing, as you would say, you're in the chat. I mean, you're in the practices and the whole thing.
Yep.
And I haven't met Max yet. I might do an interview with him tomorrow at the end of practice. He just fits.
He does.
His arm is fantastic. And I think that's what drew O'Connell to him.
Yeah.
But, what was it? It was either the Saturday walkthrough or Friday practice. He made a mistake. And I can't hear what Josh McCown or whomever was saying to him, the quarterback's coach. But they went right back to it and they repped it. Okay, where it's same look, what's coming now. I just mechanically want to watch you do it.
Yeah.
And I want to watch you do it again and again. And then it went full speed and he made the play.
Awesome.
So, I mean, as an athlete, that's like JJ McCarthy in the preseason game against the Raiders last year. He throws this pick. It's like, hey, but then after that, the cool thing is all right, is he going to throw a tantrum and huff and puff to the sideline? No. When he sits down, is he going to throw his helmet? No. Is he going to learn from it? Yes.
Yeah.
And he did. And Brosmer, I think Max has a chance to have a lasting career in the NFL.
And this is a guy coming from the FCS level in New Hampshire, just 2 years ago. And no, not to discredit that level of football, but this is a different step when you're in Vikings training camp and when you're trying to, get your guys ready to go, win an NFL schedule. So I think Max is the kind of guy that you want in that huddle, but more importantly, in that quarterback room. He's a guy I think that's going to be a supporter, right? Like when you're a backup and when you're a guy that's not getting the minutes, hey, how are you reacting, right? Like, are you, hey, coach should be playing me or whatever that looks like. No, you got to be a guy that's, we talk about in our locker room and instead of but, right?
Yep.
So you're talking about a guy, but he does this, but he does this, and he does this, and he does this. So I always love that kind of reference. And I think Drake and Max are both guys kind of that fit that realm.
So lastly here, when it comes to Gophers football, like you said, Ski-U-Mah through and through. You finished your basketball career there. Did you have family members who played or went there?
I didn't. My dad went to, he got his master's there, but
got it.
Just being a Minnesota local.
But it's been important to you for a while. Now, realistically speaking, I'm not being sarcastic here. How do you watch Gophers football games? In other words, you come into the season.
Yeah.
And how high can you realistically set your expectations for what, if I were to say, all right, there are only 32 teams in the NFL and 1 million in college football, but can the Vikings win the Super Bowl this year? Yes.
Yes.
Can they get to it? Yes. Can they win so then take that over to here.
Yeah.
It's obviously different with NIL and transfer.
Totally.
Not even really apples and oranges, but with all due respect, can the Gophers become national champions?
No.
Can they get to the FBS title game?
No.
So therefore, when you come into it you can't come into it with the grandiose.
Totally.
What do you pull out of it?
I think measuring success is difficult, right? And I think that's something that you can ask PJ Fleck about is how does he approach a season, right? Obviously he's going to tell you, we want to win a national championship. We want to put all the pieces out there to do that. But there's also some sort of realistic thoughts when you lay your head on the pillow.
See, I don't think I've ever heard him say that.
I don't think he has either.
Yeah, he doesn't say that.
He's been a guy that really has shied away from talking about numbers and how they measure success, and obviously different things go into that. But I think when you look at a Gopher football schedule ahead of you, you look at, hey, who do we got this year? Okay, we have to play Ohio State at Ohio State. That's tough. We have to go to Oregon and play Oregon. That's tough. So that's probably two right there that you're like, hey, can we still fight? But probably going to lose those. Can you get into the 12-man college football playoff? Is that a realistic thing? And I think that's something, if you're the Gopher football team, if you have an opportunity to crack that top 12 and get in there, that's an awesome, I don't know if it's realistic. I don't know what you would think is realistic for this Gopher football team. But I think that's something that you kind of hang your hat on and say, hey, if we can get to that 12-man college football playoff, we had a really successful year.
Are you or how much? I know the answer is yes. How much of a fantasy football guy are you?
I'm pretty big into it. Yeah, I'm pretty big into it.
What about underdog or prize picks or those bits?
Never got into that. Yeah. Obviously, being a college athlete, never wanted to teeter around that.
But you know
fence.
what they are?
But I know what it is, and obviously I have a lot of buddies that are big into that. So I think this year I might dabble a little bit into it. Yeah, take a peek, see what's happening.
So how seriously do you take fantasy football?
I won 2 leagues last year, man. Shout out to Saquon Barkley. That's for sure. Having him in the backfield was awfully helpful.
Right on. And lastly, as we were texting yesterday, putting things together.
Yeah.
Pepper Pauly, Parker wants
I'm ready.
Vikings. What do you have here?
We're Pepper and Pauly today.
What do you got?
We got some questions. Just talking
Vikings related
Vikings
or NFL?
Football. Yeah, Vikings football. Being a homer, having you.
How many do you have?
I got 5. We got enough time for 5 questions.
Number 1.
Any concern with the wide receiver 3 position with the kind of looming Jordan Addison suspension and now the JJ hamstring injury?
Well, as we were mentioning earlier, young Parker, is 9 to noon. We are a faith over fear covenant.
Yes, sir.
Until there's reason to have concern.
Okay.
So the Jefferson hamstring, I'm negative on it because of the timing with the new quarterback. Now let's take it to that third spot. Jalen Naylor continues to grow. His upper body is the biggest I've ever seen it, and he's very comfortable in his own skin.
Yeah.
The older he gets. Rondale Moore. Never seen Rondale Moore out of, he played for Purdue, then the Arizona Cardinals. So I've called his games and I've seen him. Never seen him just like a normal person. Well, he's diminutive. His legs are as big as I've seen.
Oh, I'm sure.
And he's stacked upstairs. He is a big,
How tall
big
is he?
kid. He's got to be about 5'10".
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
He's fast as bleep. He was 4'2". Probably not 4'2" now off an injury.
Yeah.
The answer is no, simply because of the more addition to complement Naylor.
Totally.
Now, this Jefferson hamstring, we just need to get through it.
Yeah.
Because Addison, if he's suspended 2 or 3 games or whatever, you don't want to go take on. You don't want to open the season without 3 and 18.
Yeah.
They still can win if they do, but the answer would be no.
Okay.
Number 2.
All right, here's a guy you may have talked about already on the show, but he's kind of breaking news. Christian Wilkins. Is that a guy the Vikings are interested in, or do we laugh it off because of his hilarious kind of demeanor and everything? Is that a guy the Vikings are interested in with what they've done to their interior defensive line?
It's a fat no for me.
Okay.
A, because they already signed Javon Hargrave and Jonathan Allen.
Yeah.
And Wilkins at one point with the Dolphins, he was the rave of free agency.
Yeah.
I think he got a well over $100 million deal from the Raiders.
He did.
I think he played 4 or 5 games. We got some weird injury here where he's now cut. And so this is going to get litigious in that Christians like, you owe me this. They're like, you got to give us back this because you didn't fulfill your obligation.
Yeah.
So we have the weird and we have the injury and we have the 2 beef eaters they signed.
Too much.
It's a fat 0.
I believe it. I'm with it.
Number 3.
So we talked about Gopher football, what you do to measure and qualify success. But for you
got good question, brother.
But for you as a guy that's been with the Vikings for so long, and I feel like you feel like you're a part of the team, right? You're with these guys every single day. You're calling their games. What do you measure and qualify as success going into a Vikings football season? Is there a number? Is there a playoff game that you want to get to? How do you kind of qualify success for yourself?
You mean calling games?
Yeah, calling games.
You mean, from a team standpoint, forget about me on the mic, with all due respect, but it's a season by season thing. First, it's a regime by regime thing. Then it's a season by season bit, and then you get to the youthful vigor, J.J. McCarthy, Dallas Turner, some of the others on whom they're counting. I can be critical of them and I can praise them, but I don't put blankets on who I truly think they are in my football loving heart until we get 20 or 25. I need 25 starts from a quarterback before I really know who he is. So first and foremost, all of that. Secondly, when it comes to season by season, to whom much is given, much is expected.
True.
There are a lot of accolades that are being thrown around here. Hey, look at that roster. That's a nice roster. You might have the best receiver in the National Football League.
Yeah.
Your quarterback, inexperienced, high first-round pick. Your coach just won Coach of the Year. The coach and the GM both got extensions.
Yeah.
You're 0-2 in the postseason. I don't care if McCarthy makes all or most of the games. Certainly most of them at minimum. I need a playoff win.
Yeah.
I need a victory, at least a victory in the postseason this year, simply because I don't want it to become potentially a developing stigma. These guys win a lot of regular season games, but then it falls apart in the postseason.
Totally.
And I understand it's circumstantial, and football is a team game. However, numbers are numbers, records are records, and sadness is sadness. And they know they need to win a playoff game, and that needs to happen this year. Lastly,
the defense, right? I think that's a side of the ball that we looked at last year. Is hey, that helped us win a lot of games. Do you see any shift in the defensive identity underneath Brian Flores with the kind of new pieces, especially interiorly and at the cornerback position?
Yeah, Hargrave and Allen both got hurt last year. Javon Hargrave, I think he played 3 or 4, maybe 4. He was lights out when he was playing last year. Then he got hurt. So I'm excited in that. What is that middle thrust? How is that going to help Van Ginkel and Grenard, and in turn help Hitman, Rogers, Murphy Jr., and whomever?
That's where I'm at.
So there's some uncertainty with it, but I can't wait to watch it. You're the bomb, and I'll see you next week.
Love you, brother.
Or maybe later this week if you're around on Thursday.
Let's do it.
Love you too. Tell Taylor I say hi.
Will do.
Parker Fox, 9 to noon closes after.
Gatorade is the #1 proven electrolyte blend designed to hydrate better than water. So you can lose more sweat and raise your game. Gatorade, is it in you?
Lenovo is built for creators who don't wait for inspiration. They chase it. With inventive tech, built-in AI tools, and seamless performance, Lenovo devices powered by Intel Core Ultra processors are designed to bring your wildest ideas to life faster. That's the power of Lenovo with Intel inside. Enjoy flexible financing, rewards on every purchase, and free shipping. And students get special offers when you create an account at Lenovo.com.
Lenovo.
Yes. Ack-ack-a-dack, give the program a whack from the exclusive Vikings Radio Network perch overlooking 4.5 perfectly manicured practice fields. Why a half? Because the Mike Hughes Memorial Field is now just a half field. And we'll get Javon Hargrove this, Jonathan Allen that, J.J. McCarthy this, and Sam Howell that. Emphasis on the lat. That's around the corner. Make sure to listen to 9 to noon tomorrow, and we will all rise and shine at 9 with plenty of coach and conversation. Thank you very much for listening. I'm Paul Allen. Here comes Big Daddy Khan with the wrap on the show.
Big boy's back.
The game is over.
Twins never win, what a kick in the nads. And later today, first Vikes practicing pads. As far as I'm concerned, baseball season is done, and I'll watch for Buxton and his incredible run. Covenant cleanup, Nords, get off the booze. You said during the news that the Lynx never lose. You caught me, I didn't watch. Text line, I'm getting reamed. Didn't know yesterday we were nipped by the dream. So it's my bad, and I made a mistake. Like PA using his cell phone mic for player interview takes. It wasn't bad, could hear everything they say, but it's Isaiah Rodgers playing zone. He sounded 10 feet away. Tomorrow, and we're back in the game. Does anyone know the new Lions center's name? Our team's about playing defense and breaking hearts. Can someone tell Bursich what time practice starts?
The extra point, is it? It's no good again!
Get the hell out of here!
Doug Bryan missed it to the left again, and the Vikings only lead by 2.
Come on!
Podcast today's Paul Allen Show, or listen back to previous show and interviews by going to the iHeartRadio app or KFAN.com.
Let your imagination take flight with an AI-powered PC from Lenovo. Whether it's creating digital art, designing new software, or building a portfolio for a future career, our PCs are powered by Intel Core Ultra processors to help students unlock smarter learning and unleash their creativity. That's the power of Lenovo with Intel inside. All you have to do is choose the one that fits your passion. Head to Lenovo.com to shop AI PCs and find your perfect companion. Plus, get 5% off when you create an education account.
Every business has an ambition. PayPal Open is the platform designed to help you grow into yours. With business loans so you can expand and access to hundreds of millions of PayPal customers worldwide. And your customers can pay all the ways they want with PayPal, Venmo, Pay Later, and all major cards, so you can focus on scaling up. When it's time to get growing, there's one platform for all business. PayPal Open. Grow today at paypalopen.com. Loans subject to approval in available locations.
This is Danielle Fishel from Pod Meets World. Parents, quick question. When is the last time you won snack time? The other day, I handed my son a perfectly portioned Pinterest-level snack, and he traded it for a Mott's applesauce pouch. I'm not mad, just impressed. And that's why Mott's no sugar added applesauce pouches are perfect to keep on hand. They're made with real apples, packed in a super easy pouch, perfect for tossing in a lunchbox, keeping in the car, or grabbing as you're running out the door. Plus, they're a good source of vitamin C, and kids love them. Win-win. Make sure your kid wins snack time with Mott's. Real apples make real good applesauce. Learn more at Mott's.com.
Gatorade Zero, the #1 proven electrolyte blend, made with zero sugar. Designed to hydrate better than water so you can lose more sweat and push more limits. Gatorade Zero, is it in you?